This is William Sims, my dad, or Billy to Mom and friends. He was Grandpop and Pop-Pop and Uncle Billy to most of the family. In his late teens, he was blessed to find and eventually marry the love of his life, Betty Ann he called her, and he remained with her for 62 years. These are the early days in his Philadelphia home with his first two daughters, Jackie and Joyce, his wife and his mother. He had $1 million smile, a magnetic charm, and endless love. Some of that love was clearly reserved for family pets, which were always in his life. He proved to be a tough Philadelphia police officer, but was permanently injured early in that career. God had other plans for his life. Dad loved gathering with our family and friends and capturing them in timeless pictures. Fellowship was important to him, and our home became known for it. The early gatherings were often house parties, but it later changed to Sabbath dinners with church families, maybe our best friends visiting home from boarding academy, a continuous stream of literature evangelist workers, their family members, and many dinners and cookouts with our extended family, where sometimes Dad did some of the cooking. He was a wonderful, old-fashioned Southern cook, and he loved to see you eat and have fun. He adored his mother and father-in-law, and they were the parents that he no longer had. Along with his wife, they were a steady light and anchor of love. It seems they all eventually loved him right into the SDA church, where he fell in love with the message, the lifestyle, the fellowship, and the literature evangelist ministry. As his literature evangelist ministry grew, traveling the country to the literature evangelist conferences and rallies became the new normal. Dad enjoyed being surrounded by strong men and women of faith that loved the Lord and loved the literature work. He had clearly found his calling, and the joy is apparent in the many pictures he took with his colleagues. The traveling suited him well, and even after retirement, he and Mom traveled across the country with their pets. Dad was so excited that his big brother Bobby came into the Seventh-day Adventist Church, but Uncle Bobby wasn't alone. Other family came also. Dad's nieces, nephews, sisters-in-law, and others. The Lord just kept blessing. Dad always remembered and loved his roots in South Carolina. There were several trips to see our beloved family there. His sister, Nettie, and sister-in-law Ethel were his favorite ladies, and a delight to spend leisurely afternoons having lunch and chatting about the old days. He loved his brother Bubba, his cousin Louis, and he was proud of his many nieces and nephews and their children. He eventually returned home to those South Carolina roots, and it was here that he helped to build and rebuild the Spartanburg, South Carolina church, Shiloh. Family was important to him, and he never missed a daughter's graduation or any special occasions in their lives. He was a self-designated family photographer, freezing perfect memories in time. Dad never met a stranger, nor an opportunity to witness and make new friends. Some of these friends became his children in Christ and enjoyed his wisdom and dry humor and guidance. We've only recently learned from many friends the strong positive impact he had on their lives. Dad was what my son Austin calls a classic man, who knew how to wear a suit and appreciated looking like a gentleman at all times. Even sitting at home with his pipe and smoking jacket required the proper attire. He was very particular about pretty much everything, and everything had a place and should be in it at all times. He loved order and strived to have order in his surroundings. He didn't mind spending for something he highly valued, a likely reason why he always kept a Cadillac. One of the things he's left behind for us are his books, some of which are marked with his notes from private devotions. Although he was far from perfect, Dad loved the Lord and truly appreciated the grace God had given him. He read about it, talked about it often, used to preach it, and placed the words in the hands of hundreds. In his later years, after his brain aneurysm and 22 years of dementia, he could still easily speak of the goodness of the Lord for hours. This is William, my father, and we'll miss him.